Hey guys, this is my third live stream, and I'm going to be working on my VS Code extension called Vortex. And today I'd like to take up a few issues that were raised by both my colleague and myself. So hopefully I'll be able to get some refactors and cleanup done today. So the first issue that I'd like to pick up is the API key activation failure marked here. Let's see what the description is. So in the prompt enter, case I hit escape before typing anything, I still get API key failed messages. Okay, so go to the API key prompt, press escape, and okay, the error message is not necessary when the user has not entered even a single character. So maybe this is not a bug, but more like an enhancement. The thing is, the reason why I show the error message over there is to make sure that the user understands that the extension hasn't been activated. So let me try to replicate this. So I think I need a way to first clear my API key from secrets. Come to think of it, I haven't done that now. So going to do is, in fact, what I can do is I can just look for a different key in my key store, and that is going to simulate the non-existence of a key. So okay, so let me try that. So the place where I'm setting the key is somewhere. Yeah, so when the extension is activated, if the key is not found in the key store, then we provide this message. Does it show an error message though? Because I can see that here I'm popping a warning. So what other place am I using the lookup? This is activated. Second usage is wait, why does this seem like it's duplicated? I guess that's because it is, but oh, all right. So there's a get and there's a set. My bad. So there's no duplication here. So what happens is try to get the API key, and if it's not there, then we show an input, which if not found, I show a warning. I'm not sure exactly what the error message is. So let me just do one thing. I'm just gonna change the lookup key over here. This should be enough to simulate the problem. And yeah, let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. Build the extension. Maybe a screenshot here would have been useful to understand what error message is being pointed to. Right now I'll run my extension debug host. Okay. Oh, not register because this property is already registered. Interesting. That's something I probably need to handle. I'll make a note of this. Apart from this, if I create a new file, Python file, okay, press escape. So to two messages here. I think that's actually the bug. So let me actually search for this in my code base. I need to understand where I'm throwing this. Weird. No OpenAI API key provided. Where am I showing that? There's something I've configured as an exclusion. Seems to be fine. I'm searching that code base. Or am I? Find in folder. There is a get API key which is being used in a couple of places. Maybe I can see where I'm showing an error message. That could be another way of finding this error. Now a few places. Issue processing with Vortex, line count met. Okay, so this is what is happening. So we have a get text input util which is actually throwing. So maybe this can be converted to just a warning. Thing is, the get API key, if I return something that's null, then I show a warning message anyway. Vortex is not activated, I say. Maybe util does not show the error message. You let the let the calling function handle it if it returns a null. Either that or you throw an error here and you handle it. Either way, I believe maybe I should just drop this. It shows an error here because all the places where I do a get input, that means it's going to show an error. So let's see what happens if no error description, then I just return. So let me actually do one thing. I'm going to remove the error from error message from here because I believe it's redundant. Maybe I can simplify this. I'm not sure if work. I was expecting to convert it into a ternary operator. I would probably have had lesser keystrokes if I did it myself. Actually simplify it further. Okay, so let's reload the window over here. Try that again. So the thing is, Vortex isn't active yet, is what I would say, because we don't have the key yet. Another thing I need to note. Let's just press escape and okay. Now it's just going to say key not provided, Vortex is not activated. So it's not going to pop that error again. So okay, that's a good thing. That was an easy fix. That fixes the issue. Now the other thing to note is that it's attempting to register a config variable again. I'm going to copy that and keep the error message handy. Just put this here and make right plain text. Now I can turn off the debugger. I know exactly what's going on. Let me actually push this code. So one other thing I noted was maybe the settings on my repo are quite strict now. That's fine. I guess I'll deal with it later. Anyway, it's not affecting me much. Just gonna create a new branch. Fix, duplicate message. Oh, that was a publisher update package JSON. I need to push that as well. This is something that I don't want to push. And finally, just define this. Add this, quickly come push that. So move redundant message provided, which means that we have to handle those each of those internal functions, namely get edit description, get generate description, and so go create a PR and close this for now. The only change was to this is I actually forgot what the description is. API key activation. Just gonna merge it for now. Move on. What I did next was to actually no changes. I'm gonna close that and let me create an issue. This seems to be a bug. Steps to reproduce, it's just actually, I'm not sure if this is happening on every reload, but would be good to check that as well. So maybe it happens if you open a new VS Code window in a completely different workspace, but as far as I know, even the development host opens in the same workspace. I know this because I remember setting my OpenAI API key inside the development host, but the secret store was transferred over to the debugging editor as well. So not sure how to reproduce this, so I'm just going to say open development host for the extension. The warning message pops up. Let me put this inside a line code block just to make it clearer. warning message pops up. Claiming an apparent duplicate registration of the max lines to process config. Should be good enough. This should be a bug. Okay, so let me just actually search for this in Google. I'm pretty sure someone would have. That's actually DuckDuckGo. This property is already registered. So they can investigate if there's anything wrong with the extension activation. Interesting. This also reminds me that I need to pick up the issue where I need to start putting streaming some outputs into the output channel so that users can report any errors if they encounter something. Right. Currently starting two VS Code instance where it's activated in one. I understood. So the thing is, both the original editor and the development host share the same workspace. So what happened is, in the original VS Code editor where I'm doing the coding, the extension was activated and all the config variables were registered. Now what happened is I purposefully changed the I kind of made an edit to test non-existence of the API key. So what happened is, inside the development host, since the window reloaded, it was trying to activate the extension, but since the API key was not present at that point, the prompt came up to enter the API key, and it also tried to register the config again, I believe. Something like that. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. I'm gonna actually try running the extension just right now. I believe it's already running actually. I just need to post. Let's see. Is it going to ask for the API key here? Why it does that? So maybe the change is still not reverted over here. Yes, it's not reverted. So what I'm going to do, revert this, go and reload the window. Hopefully the error disappears. Oh no. Okay. It says it's not activated, but maybe it was activated. Generate code. This is in Python. So yeah, that's the thing. So reason it still asks. So what happens if I completely close this? Maybe I'll have to stop it and start again. No apparent reason. I'm just trying this. Let's deactivate this Python virtual environment. Now I'm going to So yeah, build this again. Test this just one more time. This is weird. Should not be happening. I open any file I try. It's going to say it's active, and then it's going to ask me for the API key. But I don't need to enter it because I know that it's already active and it's working. So let me quickly see where I'm prompting for this API key. Why do I receive this twice? So get it from the secret store. Key. Get it from the secret store. And sorry, where did it go? Not there. But then I also sent the message saying Vortex is active. That actually happens after all of the disposables are subscribed to. This is actually weird. So let me go through this one last time. Thing is, try to get the API key. I'm over here now. Not the get API key. This is actually get input API key. I should probably change the naming here, but where else is this called? So not API key. And if I am specifically calling for an update, I know that I'm not doing this, so it's happening. This piece of code is actually getting triggered. So let me actually put a console log for now. So API secrets storage prompting user. Go and reload the host here. Happen to the okay. Yes, actually not found. Then if it's again not found, then we show a warning message and then return. Is this something to do with the change I just did? Because it can be a string or undefined. What I'm saying is either return it if it's truthy or return a null. And it doesn't matter if it's undefined. Even if it's undefined, this should not matter, because I'm not sure why it's not picking it up from the secret storage. This actually results in some very bad experience, because you first have this, then it says Vortex is active, and then if the user doesn't enter it here, it says Vortex is not activated, contradicting the older message. But I believe it is in fact activated. Let's actually go and check that again. Code function make patch request. I'm just trying to find inventive ways to test this. Also, this did not show the processing indicator. Finish task. Wait. What? There was a processing indicator I added. I could swear. Let me see. I'm not sure if I'm on the right branch, I guess. You edit code. Get edit description. So you get the edit description. This is supposed to show the processing indicator. So why did it not come? Finished. There are no results because I removed that. So that means this development host is actually using an older version of the extension. It's not using the newest one. Okay, that's a first. Something I believe got messed up with the last change I made. Okay, let me figure this out. Is there a way to clean something and build it from scratch? Should be. I have. Everything is piped into out. You run a compile. See, that should be a ps config. The out directory is out. So let me do one thing. I'm just gonna clear everything. Maybe that should help. Let's stop the extension running for now. Remove the out folder. I'm gonna run the build task again. This is actually pretty weird. API key not found in secret storage. So why was that? Why did it not find it in secret storage? Okay, so let's see. If I set it once, it fixes it, but that still doesn't explain why it shows the older things. There's no indication of finished tasks, so I actually don't know. I don't know why the development host not having the latest version. So that is maybe what I need to find. Maybe that's the problem. Some reason, maybe it's trying to run two instances of the extension. Let me actually see settings. Look at max lines to process is set here, and that's what it's saying. Well, that is fine. Okay, so development host not having late code. Maybe I can search for that. Not updated. This is remote troubleshooting. This is actually pretty weird for me. This means the extension is working right, but I don't get this. Happens if I install the extension here. Is that going to mess things up? It was, or reload just reloaded the Windows way I used to, so that didn't help much. It is install actually. Let me do one thing. I'm just going to check out my main branch and make sure that everything is fine. Or maybe did I check out there or something by mistake? Well, now I'm gonna search. It's nothing related to finished. This is fine. This is not reflecting the current branch, I guess. Now I'm on the main branch. I'm gonna close everything and try this on the build task. This has actually hindered a lot of things that I intended to do today. This tension again, and it's going to pop up. Not yet. I mean, as I open a Python file, it's going to do that. Now I actually pressed enter. It says API key not provided. Is that a maybe null is a false? An empty string is a falsy value, and it says it returns here. Thing is, how if this is just happening asynchronous? You see, all the disposables are registered here. Before that, as soon as the extension activates, here is where I get the API key. So what is boggling my mind is why is this API key not found? Because I fixed the path. And secondly, why is this coming? Is there a debug console here which might have output something? I think this was what I was searching for. Okay, instead of saying not dated, I'm just going to check this property is already registered. Let me see if that gives me some clue. Maybe I need to clear something, clear the entire workspace. Cite the extension host. Properties. Remove host. Okay, this guy says that this is just a warning, so asked by optional chaining. The error is not a the optional chaining syntax. Let's go ahead and do this.